going on? What's up, Ground Pounder? Super Shay? What up, Jay? Oh, let me turn this off. So, check this out. So we are all lit up. So, we're like, you know what I mean? She got serious out of nowhere. And I'm just like, so, started off with, thanks, Low Impact Forestry and Tree sent me, between him and Ground Pounder, they sent me a bit of a care package. So thank you, fellas, for that. To start out, yeah, check out, like, now I have incident reports. I ran out of them, so now I can start mailing these to you guys, and then you can just send the money, just mail the money to me. So we're stocked on those. I got a couple sick GP stickers. Check these out. What up, John? Bad for you, what's up? But check these out. Send me this one. Oh, I didn't even read the note on the back of this GP. That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I have to put that. Now I know what you mean by the board. Hell yeah. For sure. For sure, I'll stick that on the board. So, I'm a little far away, so I'm going to have to move you guys a little closer. Let me adjust that. Getting old, I'm losing my eyes, but I'm still strong, okay? I'm getting stronger the older I get. Cooler and stronger, like at the same time. So, yeah, appreciate he sent me notes on stuff. Yeah, appreciate the stickers, Low Impact. Dude, I'm making one of those on my wife's truck. And the other one, I was half tempted to just basically clear my hard hat and go with just that. What up, bird? Yeah, I agree, John. So, yeah, this is episode 91. We're almost at 100. So, what's everybody been up to this week? Anything crazy? How you doing, Bert? Yeah, so we are, I can't believe we're at number 91 already. That's kind of crazy. Maybe I'll get, see, I have this massive TV here that I planned on doing live reviews, which is where this will probably end up going, to where I can just click over to the channels as we do it and run the screen in the background behind me. So that's where I'll end up putting it to, but yeah, I'm just barely holding on, as we say. not good jobs to make videos out of. Or it's innocent. Yeah, I've missed, actually, I kind of had a bit of a busy week with my kid. Yeah, just been a busy week. Everyone's birthdays, and I don't know, just trying to keep up with it. But right on, let's get into episode 91. What do we do here? Well, it's your first time watching. What we do here? Oh, I'll get to it. But we just scour YouTube, watch tree videos, and basically uphold the law and hold people accountable. So there's just a lot of I can't start with the cussing already. There's a lot of stupidity on YouTube, and maybe I figure we can do something to limit some of that, or at least have a laugh at it. And I'm going to try to keep up with the comment section better than I have been too, so that's another thing. Alright, so this week, how do we start this? So I would say the thing I'm seeing more than anything is that in tree work you can't really skip a step. Like, it's getting ridiculous. There's ways to cut some corners along the way and get good really quick, but people are trying to skip steps that it doesn't even make any sense. My brain doesn't even compute that someone would want to do that, but you know, they want to be really like rig huge big sections, and they don't even know how to really limb walk, or are uncomfortable a lot of the time. They're always, I don't know. It's like if I dress the part, you know, maybe you feel a little bit better, but like, let's be real. You can dress it all you want. You can't be it. So, skipping steps usually causes you to trip and fall. I mean, have you ever ran up a set of stairs and tried to skip one every once in a while? It works for a minute until you finally hit your shins and start crying. So, there's that. This week, our official winner of the week, we have a repeat. Climber Drew. Climber Drew did it again. He tried so hard last week. Couldn't do it. He was out-wienered. And, you know, but he came back with a vengeance this week. And, you know, you can't do anything but respect it, if we're being honest. Yeah, I could see that, Tim. I could see it. I do too. So we'll get to Climber Drew. This dude, you're about to spend time in jail because of this. So we'll get to him. Another thing, like being arrogant and just, I know everything already. I'm the man, and it's absolute arrogance, because I get it. You accomplish some of the tasks that these guys do. Take down the trees that they take down. You know, make a company what you make it. Like, every time you get out of a tree, you feel like more invincible. Every time you beat one, you feel a little just almost like you're walking on air. And it gets a bit crazy. Like, you can't. I get why you get into that mode. Because I had a period when I was younger where I thought I would have straight told anybody to their face, I am the best in the world. And then all of a sudden I found social media and I was like, whoa. So no one told me about these guys. And so don't be so arrogant and stupid that you make your job harder than it has to be. You don't know everything. This is my best advice that I can give to anybody who does this. You don't know everything. And you can learn something at any second. You know, if you watch another tree guy, you may pick up something. And I'm just the type of person, anytime I do something, especially if it's something I'm going to repeatedly do, okay? If it's something I'm going to do on the regular, like tomorrow, when I wake up and I make a meal and I eat, I'm like, what could I have done something better to make that better or make it quicker? Or like, that's the same way I did when I first started doing trees. Like, how could I make that easier? Well, that didn't feel good. Well, how can I do it? Some of the guys that I'm watching, they've learned enough to get by, and if their favorite YouTuber doesn't do it, they're not doing it. And if their favorite YouTuber jumped off a bridge, they were right behind him with a pen and something to sign this. It's ridiculous. It's gotta chill. You gotta chill. And maybe you have to be a bit humble to be able to take something like that in. Maybe that's not possible. I don't know. But some of it's wild. My name. The entire concept of true words equals. That's not. Alright. So here's one thing I will do. I've been getting repeated comments on old videos. Hey, why don't you put videos out? Why don't you put videos out? Where'd your videos go? Alright. So, we're at 9. If this video gets 30 likes, no. Yeah. Yeah, let's say if it at least gets, that's not anything. 30 likes isn't anything. I know it's a pain, but if it gets 30 likes, I'll put one up. I just feel like if it's not being appreciated, and you know what I mean. So we'll do that. You know, I kind of want to. I kind of feel bad sometimes that I don't put as much content out as I used to when I moved over to putting it on members for the regular YouTubers audience and not the members. You know what I mean? You guys ready to start this week? You're crazy. Yeah, you're gonna get to that point, Shay. But you're gonna when you're doing something, that same thing. If you're the type, eventually that runs out until you have something happen that you need to rethink. So like a weird tree that grows a weird way will have you thinking. I don't know. I just see. Okay, let's start it. Let's start this week. Very first channel is a new one. I've never covered it. I just subscribed to the channel today, and we'll see. It is called Oasis Tree. And that's all one word. Oasis Tree. The reason I clicked on it is because the video was at Zach Riggs goes full teacher / he teaches me 9 pro tips for tree removal / 40-inch diameter, 40-inch DBH oak removal. So okay, you're new, but that's not gonna fly. That's not how we do shit over here. I mean, that's how you got 3 titles. I can tell you're new. Tell me that you're a greenhorn and new to this without telling me. That's how you do it, dude. If you want to be cool, you get your shit together. That title sucks. You're trying to tell me every single detail of the damn video before I watched it. So, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But in the video, Zacchaeus, I guess he's changed the channel to Zach Riggs, but Zacchaeus is there to show this guy apparently 9 pro tips for tree removal. And I'm like, oh my god, this video is not real. Don't get shocked. You guys are nuts. Alright, so I'm like, this is interesting. Let's see. So the video starts, the guy says, I think his name may be Derek. Yeah, Derek. So Derek says, I'm having Zach here. I could probably finish this tree on my own. It may take me 2 days, but I could definitely do it. But I'm going to have Zach here to overlook everything. And it seemed like eventually Zach was doing the rigging. But it was interesting. I'm like, how is this going to work? This is a wild one. So I instantly subscribed to the channel. I know as a like the few men that are out there, it is very hard to watch someone and subscribe to their channel. It costs so much. That part I understand because things are expensive. So subscribing costs so much money, and to like a video, like, you're afraid that they're gonna think that you like them, I think. So we're like afraid to do that too. But what up, Steel Cutting? I do line clearance for the power company. My job is cutting over his. That's awesome. That's sick. So this video starts and Zach's showing him, I guess, how to do things. The guy says, I could do it myself, but I'm going to have Zach overlook. Okay, was it the first one? Yeah, it's the very first limb. So he cuts a limb, and it smashes Zach's leg. Like, it swings out, comes back, smashes Zach's leg. I don't really, at that point, I'm not blaming Zach. I'm thinking that's Zach's, like I'm not blaming the other guy. That's Zach's fault. Like, you should know how that branch is going to move, is going to do its thing. Get out of the way. Get the hell out of the way. Why are you in the impact zone? So eventually, I think Zach does say that that was his bad. But first cut smashes Zach, and I'm like, whoa. And when he did it, I have a pet peeve when guys rig limbs, and he's doing that. The one thing that bugs the hell out of me when guys do, rigging, and I'm like, oh my god, hopefully he does not do this the whole time, because I'm gonna get so agitated and aggravated. So he keeps going. At least he does start to do a little better, but it was weird, because the guys, he said he had Zach there to help him learn a few tricks, make it a little easier or something. They were using the GRCS, which is something that is insanely overpriced. And a lot of guys think if they have that, they become the man instantly. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Because I don't have one at all, and I've been the man for a long ass time. So like that math don't compute in my world. But they're using that. He's got Zach there. First limb smashes. Then it's like, hopefully he starts to do a little better. But here we go. He does. But you can just tell. I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's been doing it very long. Or because normal cases, you're gonna run into those trees that make you learn. Like even if you don't want to learn, you're gonna run into a couple trees that are gonna make you learn. Or they're gonna hurt you. Or they're gonna hurt your company, or they're gonna hurt the homeowner. That's the only options. If you show up and don't know, like, you either figure it out or something goes bad. So he's rigging and he's doing the thing that I can't handle it. It drives me nuts. So let's show that real quick. And it's like, I see so many guys do this. And I don't really understand it, but like, whatever. Okay, so they got a limb like this. And they're rigging points up here. And they bring it down. And they hook. Like, this almost isn't even the best example of it. It should be like upward a little more, like if the branch started to arc up. They hook up way out here. So then when they cut here, this big ass piece here flies up in the air and swings back at like right in the climber's face. If you're pulling back on that, at this point has to lower at that, wherever that rigging point is, the exiting point of the rigging system, the primary, it's lowering from there. That's where it's going. So this point needs to swing way back here. So to get there, to get to this, it's got to take this and shove it back at you. So I don't understand why guys do that. It's absolutely silly. Drives me nuts. It's a pet peeve. It would be just as simple. They could take, now run the line down here to a half inch, and then it runs over, and you can hook it up where you want. That's fine. But now the piece will go over, and this little piece here, the connection point, only has to swing from there to there to be under it, instead of it having to swing from here to there. So it's going to move a chunk of wood, a smaller chunk of wood, back at the climber that much. Like, does that not make sense? I mean, it's simple. I don't understand why guys like to clip in so far out. If you want to balance that piece and make it stationary, so be it. But you need to remember that your connection point has to work its way back underneath the primary, because that's just the way things work. So as you're sitting up there, if you were way out here and you were tip tied, to me it would be safer to be tip tied. Because what I'm going to do in that case, I'm tied in out here with it, and I know this has to swing all the way back to here. So what I would do is just sever this, but in this case, the weight's not in front of it, and it's not falling downward. So what's going to happen is this is going to swing down here, and the butt weight is going to drop out. So you're going to end up being somewhere down here with the piece, that being up there, and your connection point being there. So just stop doing it. That's what I got to say. I don't need to draw anymore. Did that make sense though? I feel like that doesn't get explained. So I see guys do it repeatedly, and this dude, Derek does it a lot. And keeps having a big chunks fly like right back at him. I just hate seeing that like almost midway tie-in point for no reason. But I think Zach, at one point, Zach does tell him. And it's like, hey, you got to watch out for doing that, because you're causing You're causing unnecessary chaos for yourself. Like, it's not going to bring the piece up any higher. You know, your connection point, if anything, it's going to be lower. You've got more rope out to that point, so it's got to come. So if you're trying to keep height, that doesn't work. It's, I don't know. I wish guys would stop doing that. I think Zach says something to him. And then next thing is, homie wants to go straight into basically, I want to rig like Zach. I want to use the GRCS and I want to lift pieces, massive pieces. And so I guess that's what Zach's there kind of showing him. Also, apparently Zach was there to try the female version of the Akimbo, the purple one. Apparently he was there to do that. This guy must have a bunch of climbing gear or something. So he said, I had Zach here to try my wife's Akimbo. And I don't know if Zach liked it or not. That's on, you have to ask him, so. Stupid is supposed to hurt, yeah. Apparently it's not fun. That sounds right. So he wants to go straight to lifting pieces, and he's undercutting the piece after making this big open face notch. He's undercutting it, and his piece is here, and it needs to swing all the way over to here. Well, it needs to come all the way up to here, but it kind of has to go this way, like towards you guys a little bit. And the problem is, he goes under, and as he goes under, he severs up a little bit on that one side. It pinches this saw. So they use the GRCS, lift some, pinches the saw again. He keeps severing the compression, the compression wood, and it's just smashing down and getting him every time. So I'm like, damn, does this dude really need to be doing this already? But whatever. I'm not seeing, maybe he's going to get better as he's going. Because like I said, I've never seen this before. It's the first time I've ever watched it. I immediately subscribed, and I'm like, I'm down for a new YouTube channel. Let's do it. He didn't have a whole lot of subscribers. Let's do it. So he gets pinched repeatedly. And then I just instantly get the vibe like, dude, you're rigging too big when it's over a house. It just seems silly. Like, it's over a house. So you were rigging smaller out towards the yard, but when you got over the house, you wanted to rig massive. And I'm like, this is gonna not be good. So as they're bringing that piece up, he finally gets a saw. As he's bringing it up, it breaks off the hinge, and it goes butt tied and drops down, and got lucky that he didn't get the house. I mean, let's just be real. He got lucky there that he didn't get the house. So I'm like, damn, this is not going good. And so whatever. He's rigging too big over here. He hasn't done this long. There's no way. I don't know this guy, but it just seems like he wants to be the man, and like, I want to do what all the cool YouTubers do. What up, Zachary? And he just doesn't have the time to be doing this at all. He's decided that he's about to go crazy, and I want to rig massive pieces, but you don't have I'm not saying you're not good. You just don't have the time in the saddle and the experience and the knowledge to be able to do this stuff. Guys are wanting to skip too big of steps. They seen a dude do a cool YouTube video. Now all of a sudden, they've started a YouTube channel, they've started a business, and they're climbing. But you can't instantly have all the experience and all the knowledge. Like, so you're the only dumb move that you're gonna make is the one that goes wrong. Like, you like, I get wanting to get, I say get as good as you can, as fast as you can. I understand. That's not what I'm saying. You guys got a sweet gig. Anybody that wants to get into doing tree work nowadays, that's sick. You can get on YouTube and you can learn. Everything's out there. It's all out there. Every trick, every technique, everything. And one thing that I really like is like, I got into doing this early enough that you can start to see your influence and things that maybe you did that caught on. And that's the only thing I got to get from it, because I'm not going to learn a whole bunch from YouTube. I spent the years just learning and messing up and just learning it along the way. But everybody's got this quick, easy way to learn. You can progress at your own rate, but you can't. This was unnecessary. He got lucky not to hit the house. Then he's rigging from way over here. His rigging point's here. The house is here. If you cut this and it swings to here, it's then going to carry past that almost as far as it swung. It may dissipate, a little bit of its, swing on the trajectory, because the leaves along the way are going to slow a little bit of it. But it just smacks up against the house. And I'm like, oh, dude, you are crazy. This just seems silly. He looks nervous on this limb. Zach asked him to walk out. He says, hey, limb walk out there, hook that limb up. And you could see he's very nervous. He instantly went into the bear claw or crawl to get out on the limb. And I'm like, that's a lot of pressure and shit on your hips. And that usually works to get out onto something. But you can't climb like that going back in, because you have to you gotta take in your slack. You can go out climbing sideways, but when you come back is where you get a quick rude awakening that you don't get leverage. As you go in, a little bit of slack goes into your rope. So your best bet is to almost drop yourself up underneath it at times, or get on top of it, get the rope tightened up. I like to use a hand ascender with a clip on it, or a pulley, so I can, with both hands, take my slack in, and it's a 3-to-1 hookup on it. So you just take a hand ascender, put it up above your device, take the tail of your rope, run it up through a clip, a carabiner that's clipped to the hand ascender, or if you got a micro pulley, it makes it even better. But then you get a 3-to-1, and then you just grab the exiting rope, and with one hand you can lift yourself. Like, it becomes super simple. So like when I come back in on stuff like that, that's one thing I'll do. I'll have a hand ascender for coming back in if I'm doing a bunch of limb walks. Or you drop yourself up underneath it, put your leverage into your saddle, and you work your way back. Well, this dude must have, we don't get to see it. That's the thing. He's basically telling you that he cut it out of the video. And I'm seeing it at first. I'm like, he looks nervous going out on this limb walk. This is wild. And then all of a sudden the video goes black, and it says, some text come across the screen, and they say, when I came back in from the limb walk, it went perfect. LOL. Just kidding. I completely embarrassed myself, and he's not going to, and he says, I've completely embarrassed myself, and I'm not going to show that in the video. I wish he would have. Like, the part of telling us that you have that clip that was probably pretty entertaining, and you don't show it, is weird to me. Like, I would have showed that. He says in the text, Zach and this other guy got a good laugh out of it. But I'm like, whoa, okay, this makes more sense. He doesn't have the time in the saddle climbing to be doing these things. Like, he wants to use the GRCS and start lifting big pieces and tip tying them and using it like a crane, but he's never really worked on getting out towards the tips of trees and climbing out there. You got to go out there and set every rope. Didn't you think about that before you want to move to this move that looks really cool on YouTube when this guy does it? And this is where I'm like, I can't believe Zach's like backing this and is like showing it. Like, to me, this looks like, hey, let's hold up. Let's crawl before we walk, you know? But I don't know what all happened. But it just seems like to me, he wants to walk before he crawls. Doesn't have the time in the saddle, but wants to be super advanced at rigging. So my advice would be, spend your time getting better at the climbing aspect, then work in your rigging. Get better at your rigging, little by little. Your rigging setups. Like, I didn't see 9 tips that Zach gave him in this video. Maybe Zach gave him a couple tips off camera. I don't know. But there wasn't 9 that I seen. But I wish Zach would have said something. I just feel like if you need to be very good at climbing and understanding the canopy of the tree to be trying to be a guy that rigs big. Because if you don't understand that canopy in that tree and how to access every part of it, I doubt that you know the strength of it. And something is going to get destroyed. You're going to get hurt. Someone's property is going to get damaged. Like, there's no sense in this. I know it looks cool when Zach does it, but you're not Zach. Zach spent a long time figuring that out and dialing that in. So I wish Zach would say something here, because like this, you can't skip that many steps. This would be my just final verdict on it. If you're trying to skip too many steps, because these steps aren't that important in your brain. This step is really cool though. So I want, being cool is the most important thing. I gotta be cool for YouTube, right? For God's sake, don't let this looking cool for YouTube like get you all messed up, man. I'm not even gonna say it. I don't want to put it out like that. But I just feel like Zach has to see this, but he didn't. Maybe they're buddies, and because they're friends, he's just like, the guy's gonna do what the guy's gonna do. I don't know. But Zach does do a bit of the rigging. It doesn't show a whole lot more from him after all this happens. And I don't know. But I like the channel, and I'm down to keep watching. I'm gonna keep watching the channel. So check his channel out. It's Oasis Tree. I think he's got a couple videos where Zacchaeus is actually there and helping him and stuff. So check his channel out. Subscribe to it. And I'm curious to see where he goes. Like, I like seeing the newer guy get into it and following them and seeing them get good. But it just seems like I may be 100% wrong, but it just seems like in the video, all the GoPro batteries luckily go dead right when things started looking and getting a little sketchy. So who knows? Dude, it's the easiest, Tim. It is the easiest. But Oasis Tree, check his channel out, subscribe. I think it's gonna be. I think he puts out good content too. I think the video is good. So he seems to be newer to YouTube. Check his channel out. Let's move to the next one. Daniel Murphy. He is double, triple OG. Been doing it since before YouTube even started. I think he made up YouTube, actually, if you want to know the truth. He basically made YouTube what it is today, but he's been posting since forever. And he's 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 kind of the man. I mean, if we're being real, Daniel is y'all's daddy. He's not my daddy, but he's all you guys' daddy. Is the Murph? Oh my God, is he here? What? He did. He invented YouTube. Murphy's Law is named after him too, bro. You don't even know. What up, Vanilla? Oh, I'm gonna call you Hunter. Yeah, that works. I feel like Vanilla is almost racist because I'm kind of like tan and Indian. I don't know if I should say that. I don't, especially these days, bro. You gotta watch everything. Every word's wrong. Um, dude, yeah, I'm telling you, it was named after him. All right, so this guy, he puts out a video, and it's called "Bend, Don't Break." I'm like, huh? Okay, what's the Murph dog? I've got to come up with a cool nickname for him. But it has to involve, yeah. There's just things. We got to work on the nickname. You can't call him Big D. That's a suspect name. I don't like that at all. But he put out this video. In the video, he completely misses his mark and almost destroys this other spruce tree. Personally, I blamed the unnecessary bore cut that he used. I don't even think it was his fault. I think he used a bore cut, and the bore cut's what failed him. He's too cool to make a mistake. It's the bore cut that did it. So, he's being the man like normal. He's making the cuts. He's doing the good stuff. And he just misses his shot. You know what? I'm only doing this. You guys have no idea the amount of text messages I'm about to get here in a little bit about midnight when he watches this, or tomorrow. When he watches this, he's going to, I'm telling you. But I like to get him all riled up, and I think it's funny. So he totally misses his mark. I got like 6 messages last week when I did this. Just by a mile, or I mean maybe not a mile, but it was like 6 inches. So, but we're blaming the bore cut. That's my opinion. Or maybe we don't have to blame the bore cut. We could blame your long, flowing, curly, gray locks. Maybe got in your eyes. We could do that. We try that one. It's one of them two, because Daniel always hits the mark. He's the man. But like something happened here, and I don't know. The verdict's still out on that. We'll get it figured out though. Shark gill. He should have shark gilled it. Hashtag should have shark gilled. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I've never used I don't know if I've ever used heavy bore cut in the direction that's going. Yeah, I could say I've used it then. But I don't, not when you have tree jacks and stuff. You can take in progress as you go. I just don't use it for much. Back cuts only. That's sick. I like it. Depends on the situation. Yeah. Something has to be, dude. I'm telling you, I know Daniel, and it's definitely not Daniel, but something happened. Um, so we'll be back. We're not done with Daniel yet. He's been putting out videos, and he needs to know what I think. Um, Next channel, Buckin' Billy Ray Smith. He put one out. I think it's today. It's called "It's Too Late to Change Now." God, ain't that the truth? That's his excuse for everything these days. It's too late to change now. You know, he does it his way. There's no sense in ever doing it a different way. Um, but that's not what he's talking about in this title. So I'm like, all right, what are we doing here, BR? He opens the video up with a, but we gotta say both these dinosaurs. Hang on, I didn't mean to say that. Both of these silver foxes. That sounds cooler. It doesn't sound cooler, but it sounds better so that they don't get mad at me. Both of these old farts nailed it with those titles. Those are perfect. They're good. I like it. Not too long. It's just a single sentence. Gets down to the point. You didn't overdo it. You nailed it. That's like, you get cool guy points for that. And they've both been making videos forever, so they know the rules. I mean, do you see how that works? These guys invented YouTube. They made it up. What up, Super Dave? So Daniel and Buck and Billy, basically, I'm pretty sure it was like a collab. It was the first collab that ever happened. But they made YouTube so that they both had somewhere to put their videos when they made those. But they do the titles right. You guys should look at that and strive to be that good on your titles. But don't do none of the other stuff. Just stop at the titles. Do the titles part. And I'm gonna get into all that. No, not fully. Just the sheriff. You know what? I have the wrong. You know what? Who was that? Tony, you're right. I feel like no, it's not even. I have a lot of jobs, bro. I have a lot of jobs. My bad. No, Tony. I'm just the sheriff of YouTube. And I'm just trying. I'm gonna have to ticket myself, right? You know what I mean? Bro, you had the wrong badge on the whole time. And that tells you how much I look at myself. I hate looking at myself. I don't want to see. If I could do this without seeing myself, I would like this more. But I gotta see your comments. So that gets me all messed up. Is there wrong one? Yeah, I think I'm good now. Alright, so Buckin, he's like, actually, the more I think about it, doesn't Captain Gimbal make the titles and do the editing now? And that's probably why the titles are good. He's young, he's moldable, I'm teaching him already. Dude, 100%. 100%. Oh, shit. Thank you. Appreciate that. You the man, Jay. So, the video starts. You gotta have this big long intro with him playing a harmonica. Do I have a harmonica? Oh, shit. No. I would have had to been like, can I play the harmonica? And I can't do that either, so. Kind of glad I don't have one. I probably would have tried to play it and embarrass myself. So his intro happens, and then all of a sudden, it opens, and for 3 minutes straight, okay? Dude, what is going on? Yeah. Yeah, it did get smashed up. The other day I found it all wadded up on the table underneath a hoodie. That's bugging me now that you said that. Yes, Tony, yes. So for 3 minutes straight when this video starts, he does a sales pitch for DGP bar oil. I don't even know what that stands for. Like, don't get plowed or didn't get. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what it stands for. But for 3 minutes, he's selling me on it. And he's selling me on it. And he's like, "You got this is great. This is great." He says it makes him cut better, and it definitely makes him cut faster. And I'm like, this guy's cutting better and faster than me, all because this don't got problems. Don't got problems. I like that. Man, I may buy some of this stuff. But this DGP bar oil, he's cutting faster, he's cutting better, and then he says, "Hold up, I'm not gonna like sit here and do a sales pitch on y'all. That's not the type of guy that I am to be doing that." And I hold the hell up. That's not. No. I gotta get the timing right here. I'm a little messed up. It's a new light. So I'm a little off. I'll get it figured out. And so you can't. Okay, that's not the way. You don't get to do something, and then after you're just finished doing something, turn around and look at me and say you didn't just do something. Because you did something, and you are that guy. You are 100% are that guy. You love DGP bar oil to the point that you have no problem lying and saying that it makes you cut faster. Wrong. Nope. You ain't cutting faster because of it. That it's better. Nope. That's also lame. You're just lying. Like, I bet, you know what? I trust everything he says here, and I would believe every single thing he says, as long as he doesn't get something from DGP, or he doesn't get money or free products. Like, I'm down. This boil smells fishy, dude. Yeah, because it didn't get. You know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. You did just do a sales pitch. To the point that you fibbed about a couple things. Then you started. This is what he does. He does this little thing where he's like, "Oh, come here, Luke. Come here. This is interesting. Come here. This is interesting. Let me show you. Come here. This is interesting. See this fine sawdust here? What? I don't like that. I don't care about the fine sawdust. And the fact that it's all gunked up on your chainsaw doesn't really say much other than your saw wasn't cutting worth a damn and it was making powder at one point. And it stuck to the oil. And it made gunk inside. This dude took a big old dip of it and then was like, "This, Luke. This is why." And he rubbed. He doesn't finish sentences either. I would like for him to finish his sentence. Because he's always like, "This is interesting." And then he gets halfway into a sentence and he just bails on it. Tony's coming with all of the. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sold on don't got problems. Because that doesn't even seem real. Everybody's got problems. Also, you are that guy. You are the guy that you say that you're not. But he gets to the job finally. This is all before he gets to the damn job. He gets to the job and there's a balsam tree. And he says, this balsam tree is infected. So come here. I'm going to show you. He goes over. And he goes to the bottom of the tree. Because you know where he lives is like Fern Gully. That's why he thinks everything's all perfect. He lives in a magic land. So he goes over, and there's a bunch of moss and shit all over the ground, and ferns and stuff. He grabs at the bottom of it, and he's like, see those? It's infested. That's probably right. I mean, I think he deals with a lot of root rot where he's at. Like areas hold a lot of water, messes the root systems up. I don't really know. I just thought it was funny when he's like, he says, you see that? And he's seen a bug. And he says, yep. You know what I call that, Luke? I call that the balsam beetle. I think it was a worm. I don't even think it was a damn beetle. I'm almost serious. I think it was a worm. But he wanted to. I can't. I just can't with this guy sometimes. He says it's a balsam beetle. Okay, so just be aware that's something that he just made up. So then he is worried about the butt end of the tree taking off down the hillside. A good idea, good plan. He was covering all bases because he's going to fall next to the shed. And he anchors both trunks together and then decides to use a trucker's hitch. Gonna call him, did he? No. I know. If he keeps trying to sell me oil that hard, dude, we're just bucking Billy Diddy Ray or something. I don't know. Something like that. We'll get it figured out. I still gotta come up with Daniel's nickname. We'll get his eventually. So there's this made up balsam beetle. It looks a lot like a worm. Gets the anchor on the butt end. Says he's gonna use a trucker hitch. Talks about this alpine butterfly that someone just taught him. I don't know who he gives the credit to. It's just whoever he chooses at that time, he gives the credit to. Buck and Diddy Ray. Oh, mother. Yeah, that's it. That is 100. That's, you did it. You did it. I'm in awe. You have amazed me, sir. That is exactly what it needed to be. And I may have to, I'm starting to cry. I want to start laughing, so this is insane. I'm so proud. Starting to shed a tear. That, we still got to come up with Daniels, but, bro, you're on fire, brother. You're on fire. Was involved in writing all the story. No. Well, no. Yeah. I don't know. This is all real. This is all real. These are all, you can go check. This is real. So he tied alpine butterfly, used the trucker's notch, or the trucker's hitch. And of course, he can't call it by the trucker's hitch. He has to call it by his own name that he came up with. And he says, I call this the poor man's come along. I don't like that. It's more words. I don't like that. It doesn't work. It's got come in it. I don't even like that. So I want to go. It's a trucker's hitch. I'm going with the truckers. It is like I don't like the name he gave it. So don't nobody call it that ever. It's not a poor man's spooge along or whatever he called it. I can't even remember. But then I got mad. Then all of a sudden I got real mad. I got offended. I got mad. Also, remember, if it gets over 30 likes, I'll put out a video on just the normal channel, not members. But just want to remind you. So this dirty dinosaur, I got mad here. He won't acknowledge that I'm the reason that he wears suspenders. DQ. Oh, dude, that sounds fire, John. Dang. Yeah, that sounds good as hell. Facts, Dave. Yeah. I don't even know what's going on. I'm trying to keep up with it. I'm trying to keep up with it as best I can, but I'm having troubles. But so Bucket he's like he does this shit. And he's I told you to wear suspenders. So when you bring up suspenders and you pretend like this is just this great idea that you came up with, that's not kind. You tell people, that's what you say, be a good person and be kind. It would be kind of you if you would admit and give me a shout out every single time that you think about talking about suspenders. Okay? Because I made you this is what I'll work out. Like you wouldn't even have to do this if the first time I asked you to try out suspenders because you're old, you have back problems, and it's gonna make everything better. I asked you one time, you ignored me. You say no, you're a stubborn old man, you do things your way. I asked you 2 times, you're a stubborn old man. I had to ask you like 100 times before your stubborn ass decided to finally try a pair of suspenders. And then you were goo goo gaga over them to the point that now you got suspenders on your fallen belt and you're acting like this is just something that you picked up along. Give me my credit. I don't like that. I'm going to find all the videos where you're thanking me for doing this, and I'm going to post them. I got nothing to do tomorrow. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to watch every video, and I'm going to take every short where you're being like, thanks for I don't even remember how you worded it. For hounding me until I finally tried them. It's a game changer. Yeah. Now you forgot. Now you're not being kind. I don't like that. You didn't come up with it. It's not kind. I deserve the credit. So, what else? Just a whole bunch of me being like, where's my credit? Like, I was mad. I don't like that. Then all of a sudden, at one point, he just contradicts his teachings. What he does, he fixates on one singular thing about tree work and repeats it for months upon months. Kind of gives it a funny little name and then makes merch out of it. So wasn't too long ago he was on his kick where he says, do not work on the low side of a tree. Don't work on the low side of the tree. Then all of a sudden in this video, he's like, I'm gonna have to work this low side of the tree here, but it's okay. There ain't nothing wrong with it. I wish someone could have a full YouTube channel making videos, and I'll watch every single one of them, making videos showing how narcissistic some of these YouTubers are where they say one thing one day, the absolute opposite the next. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's you gotta be you gotta have main character syndrome to the extreme before you can be on that level. I'm not on that level. I don't get it. But yeah, you like Tree. It wasn't good, but I want my credit. So, all right, let's do Daniel again. Next channel, Daniel Murphy. Daniel dropping a 4-inch stick with a short bar. Actually, it's probably, hang on. No, it's 4. I thought this video was something completely different until I just realized it dropping a 4-foot stick with a short bar. And he means a chain. Like, okay. So at first I clicked by. I'm like, I'm not watching that. That's weird shit. I'm like, no. But then I'm like, oh, no, okay, no, it says 4 foot. This is cool. But then, Daniel, you know how the title thing works. I just bragged on you about how you're OG and you know how this works and you write the titles right. Then all of a sudden, what is this? Dropping a 4-foot stick with short bar. Semicolon, or whatever the 2 dots is. Fast and easy. Comma. Using the plate cut and center plunge. Dot, 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 dot. Perfect drop. That is the most convoluted, illegal title I think I've ever read. It was 6 titles, Daniel. What is going on here? I think he lost his mind. We're gonna have to get Daniel checked. You can't make a title like you. What was the other title, Daniel? God dang it, man! This is out of control. Bend, don't break. Okay. Then I'm not saying this one again. I didn't get into YouTube to read. I'm gonna try to watch a video, and then you make me read this fucking novel of a title, and I'm instantly I'm like, I don't like this. This video kind of sucks already because of the title. Because you tried to give me all the info in the title. Why do I need to watch the video? You just gave me all the info in the title. But you did say plate cut. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I'm going to watch it. I read the description. And in the description, it says, this is educational, not entertainment. Like, really? Is he serious? This is educational, not entertainment. So I'm like, this video is meant to teach. I'm not supposed to be watching it for fun. So I'm like, instantly, I'm about to learn something. Daniel's been doing it forever. He's like, I don't know if he made up tree work. He had to have made up tree work before he made up YouTube. Because, But, he's been doing it forever. He's got to have all the tricks. So I'm like, I'm intrigued. But I'm like, don't get entertained. It's not, he made sure to say, it's not entertainment. And so I'm not entertained, first of all. I am not entertained at all with your performance. I was not impressed with your performance. But I want to know what this plate cut is. And then all of a sudden, he starts to make his notch. Daniel, I don't know how I feel about people that make the slant cut first. I don't think I like that. Everybody knows what I mean, right? Let's be specific. That way everybody knows there's no mistakes. The law can be upheld because it's been explained perfectly. It's like your Miranda rights. I don't know who the hell Miranda is, but you got a tree. This is a tree. Alright? Use your imagination a little bit. Okay? So you got to put a notch in this tree. It's bigger than that. First, that's a Tim tree. So let me make it spec. So this is a me tree. It's way, it's big. It's real big. It's not, it can be, the funny thing is it's right next to a Tim tree. So, alright. So I'm in this tree, Tim's in this tree, and, no, I'm not, this is my size tree, but Daniel's about to cut this. Alright. So, when you make your notch, I make my bottom cut first. Let's say I'm making a traditional notch here. I make my bottom cut. I make the top cut. Okay? And then I take this and I throw it down. And if it's a real big tree, it hits me on the toe. And even though I'm wearing boots, it hurts real bad. Every time. So I pull that out, it hits my toe. And I'm like, I thought these were steel-toed, and they're not. They're composite toe, and it bends, and it. So, I don't like this shit when guys try to cheat, and they try to do stuff out of order, and they make this cut first. Okay? Now, if this is the only rule. If you're gonna make this cut first, okay? Because you don't got the skills, you know what I mean? You're making this cut first. You get one attempt at the bottom cut. Because this is the part that's tricky. The slant. The bottom cut's just a straight cut. I mean, so remember, I'm sitting here, I'm waiting to see the plate cut. Daniel makes this cut. Also, this is fast and easy, and I'm like, it's going to be the fastest tree removal ever. He make his cut. Oh, damn, it's taking forever. And he did this first, and then they try to sight the saw with it all weird. It's all cockeyed and looking like sideways, and they're like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I like this. And you look down it. But he does this, all right? And then he comes in and he makes his cut, okay? He makes his bottom cut, all right? So he throws it down, and thank God, he didn't hit his little tootsies like I do, because his goofy ass got slip-ons on. What the hell are you wearing slip-ons for, bro? Come on, Paw. Take your house shoes and put some boots on. Alright, so he makes this cut. And I don't know if you see this little Dutchman he has got here, but I'm like, that's interesting. That's very interesting. That shouldn't be there. And that's the first cut. So he just had to line these two cuts up, and he was this far. And so he's like, well, you see this little bit here? I do got to clean this up. So he makes another cut down here. Actually, I think he has to do it like 2 or 3 times. So, half the title needs to go away right now. It's not fast and easy. This is not fast and easy. So I want at least half the title gone. We're gonna lose some more. Then he makes this cut. Okay, remember? He made this one. You got rid of the piece, and then he made the second cut. And then he pops this little piece of wood here off. You don't get to name it the plate cut. I don't like that. I don't like that. If you're going to name it something cooler than the plate cut. Like, plates ain't even made of wood. So that don't work. We're not calling it the plate cut. But this is something I'll do often when I go to fall a tree. I will make my notch. And then, especially if it's a dead tree or a tree that's in rough shape, and I'm worried that the strength of the tree isn't the best, like it's dry completely, and you're afraid of it breaking off, you could what I like to do is have because when it's a tight angle like that, it's going to put a lot of pressure as this tree goes over. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the hinge and mash them together. Well, I like to make this cut underneath my notch and then bang this little piece out. And what I end up with is a wide back strap. And I'm not calling it a plate cut. I don't like that. Exactly. Missouri tree, Pacific Northwest tree, over here. Like a Japanese maple, I think is what it's called. You know what's funny? Is I have a video of me doing a Japanese maple. I'm gonna, it's a dwarf one too. But a wide back strap allows it to fold and much easier. So if you got a crispy, kind of deadish tree, it'll allow a wider back strap to bend and flex much easier. So as you make your back cut here, it can bend on a wider radius as opposed to a tight one when, you know, it's got that sharp angle here. If it's got this wide opening here that it can fold on, it just goes over with more ease, and you can get some movement a little easier. So that's something, especially in dead trees, I really like to do. But it's not a plate, Daniel. I don't like it. So, and then it says ... perfect drop. I didn't even watch it, and I'm going to tell you, he missed his shot. He completely missed his shot. I'm trying to get all the text messages from him. Yeah, he just... No, I think he may have actually hit the spot. But yeah, we got so much more to talk about. So according to him, the plate cut, aka 10 minutes of cutting the lip to line up your bad cuts. Apparently to him, that's what a plate cut is. It is 10 minutes of cutting to line up your bad cuts. That's what a plate cut is. I told you I was going to learn something in this. And I learned that right now. I didn't even know this. You know, to line up your bad cuts and then to get your corners correct. So 10 minutes, as long as it's 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes, it's a plate cut. So then all of a sudden, he Fabio's out and gets his gray flowing locks out. And he's just got these little muffies on, little muffies for his ears. And I think he already wears glasses, so he probably had some eye protection. And I'm like, what is going on here? Why did you go full silver fox mode? I think he's trying to get the ladies. I think this video may have been for the ladies, because he's got his hair did all good and got it out. And I don't like it. I think you should put a hard hat on your fat head. This is just my personal opinion. I would prefer to see a hard hat as opposed to your flowing gray locks that have beautiful curls. That's nice, but let's put them in a hard hat. I like that better. Then I'm like, no, that's I'm gonna put all the tickets together, because the problem with this is there was a lot going on, and so I'm just going to lump the fines together. I will fill the paperwork out afterwards, and I'll send this off. We'll get this out to you. You send me... Oh shit, I didn't even see this. Dude. That's all. That's sick. See, I'm finding stuff as I go. One of my fellow officers hooked me up. That's where I got this from anyway. So now I got oh, sweet. Dude, I didn't see this. I didn't even know it was in there. That's so sick. Thank you. Thanks, brother. I didn't even... Dude, right now I just realized this. That's awesome. But let's get back to this guy's out of control. So I'm gonna write your ticket. I'll be sending this to you. You send the money. You send the money straight back to me. I don't want checks. take the cash, or you can just be a member. Go to my members. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of guy to, do a sales pitch on my memberships, but I think if I sit here for 5 minutes and talk about my memberships, how easy it is, how cheap it is, how much you get from it, I mean, I don't feel like that would make me that guy or anything, so. That's poison? That's not cool, brother. It was low impact forestry and tree, yeah. I kind of realized that as I stuck it up there, Tim. Shut up. Jerk. Alright, so what's Daniel? Okay. I'm looking and I'm like, his shoes are bugging me. I'm like, he's wearing, I don't like those shoes. What kind of shoes are those? I keep watching. I'm like, what's going on with him? Dude, if this smells like a butthole when I scratch it, I'm gonna flip out. It's not funny. At first I'm like, I think I caught Daniel wearing Crocs one time. I'm like, dude, this guy's wearing Crocs. Cutting down trees in Crocs. That's a crock of shit. You can't do that. But I keep looking at his shoes and I'm like, nah, I think they're boots. Just chill. Just chill. You know, it's almost like no, I'm not going to say that. Just keep on. And all of a sudden, I was right. I was absolutely right. This guy's wearing slip-ons. Like I said before, Pawpaw, leave your house slippers at home and put some boots on like a real tree guy. I don't like that. Fix that. Rumor, well, it wasn't, I don't think it was in the video, but this is something I heard that may have happened. He was exhausted because it took so long to cut the notch. He was so exhausted, he sat down, had a quick power nap, and drank an Ensure. Rubbed a little Bengay on, and was back at it, and he was all jacked up. The next scene, and he's going to fall the tree. He fell the tree, you know. It fell. I mean, it fell. He says perfect. Was it perfect? No. But I mean, it was good enough. I mean, it did fall. It fell. So if you're only going off of that, maybe you could say perfect, but just from me to Daniel, you'll get there one day, brother. Just stick in there. Don't do that. Keep getting. Does everything gotta sound suspect? Keep trying. I like that. Keep trying, and you're gonna be good one day. So that's all I got to say about that. And I may have to block him right now before I go any further, because he's probably gonna text me to death, and I'm a little worried. I don't know where we were at for the second Daniel one there. My tree cutting game has increased tenfold. Oh, you're embellishing. You're alright. Well, you know what? Since you've been hanging around me, been part of the group and stuff, you've gotten way better. But because of that. That's what made you better. Rion put out a video, Big Oak versus Merlot, Crane, Rotten, Tree, next to... This title don't even make no damn sense, Rion. And usually Rion does everything right. But I don't like this title. The title sucks. The dude's got amazing equipment. He's an awesome operator. His crew's amazing. And it may be the most efficient operation ever, especially on YouTube. But I'm sorry, but this was a boring ass video. The Merlot is the most boring thing in the world to watch. I don't like it. I don't like these machines are coming in and screwing tree work up. This is not fun to watch. I don't like it. Tim, you better not get that bucket truck. That's an estrogen elevator, and you get them when you get to where you need them. Or you know what I mean. You guys know. But I don't like these machines. The most, interesting part of the whole video was the mountain biking his son and this James guy did. That was sick. I did not like this video. So, get rid of that Merlot. I give the best advice. It's ruining your YouTube videos. Get rid of it. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys back me. Yeah. Dude, I said most efficient. He's not the best. I got none of that and I'm the best. But it proves you don't have to have any equipment. Next YouTube channel is I didn't even time that one either. It was like 125. Next YouTube video is or channel is Tree Climber Harry. He put out a video, Can't Breathe Up a Tree. That's a good title. I like that title. It turns out that if you climb over the top of a bonfire, like a tree, and there's a bonfire below you, and you're in the tree, it turns out that with the right wind gust, you may have to breathe some smoke. This may be new to most of you, but this is what happened. This is what happened. It's straight facts. Apparently he didn't know that's how smoke worked. I don't really know. Ground Pounder's trying to get everybody on his team. No, Ground Pounder. No, take your thumb back. Put your fist down. I don't like either one of those. No, Ground Pounder, what the fuck? This is a mutiny. I don't like any of this. Deleted it. You're awesome, man. Alright, so, yeah, it turns out smoke rises. But homeboy, Harry does some big-ass trees. He's good at climbing. And the rigging's good. Most of these channels, Tim's in the comment section, giving them a good glaze, which, that's crazy. I wish I didn't see it. It's like when you walk around the corner, you catch the hooker with the guitar player in the alleyway, and you're like, what the fuck? You just turn back around and leave, and you feel awkward, and you're like, why do I feel awkward? I wasn't having that done to me. I don't like this. But this one part, I like this part right here, though. At one point in the video, Harry calls his ground guys. Now, I didn't say this. Before we cancel me, I didn't say this. But he says that calls his guys gay because they're gay for having a seesaw. I think when he says having a seesaw, I can't keep up with these kids and the crazy new ways that they do things. I don't think that's like a new position or anything. I think it's like legit. They were like sitting on a log and they were tilting back and forth just so we're all on the same page. I think that's what they were doing, and he hit him with the old G-hay. And I just thought that was interesting. I back it. I think you should verbally abuse your ground guys. And bullying should be brought back, period. But, yeah, that was... I just didn't see that coming out of him. And all of a sudden, when it did, I was like, okay, that's sick. You may get canceled for it, but I like it. Keep doing it. Gotta be number one. Alright. So, JLM Tree Service is the next channel. The video is called Tree Cutting Fail. First time hitting a structure. The video starts and he does a normal intro. I did a parody, like there was one day that it got to me to the point where I was like pulling my hair out. And it's in a video I'm about to put up. It'll be the next one on my members. It's a big, nasty, dead sweet gum tree right on a house over the power lines. And I gotta like rig the whole damn thing out for the most part. Power line's like right next to it, the tree right under it. Before that video, like I must have seen his video on the way to work because it was bugging me so much. It's like all I talked about in the video at the beginning. I like started making fun of it and like, I don't know. But that video was a while back, so he changed it though. He didn't do it. What's up, YouTube? You know, the early or the late '90s YouTubers that or it wouldn't even be late '90s. The early 2000s YouTubers. That's how they started every video, where it's real corny and kind of too hyper active, you know. He didn't do that this time. He just did a normal "what's up" or "what's going on, YouTube," and he wanted to do it, but he held back from it. And this is the best damn intro this guy has ever done. I back this 100%, and it was way better to watch in my opinion. So. Okay, yeah. So he points at a tree that he's about to do. And he says, this tree here is just a jog and a skip for us tree workers. He says it's going to be a piece of cake. And then his third cut smashes the roof. Lame. So his third cut hits the roof. Now, is that outrageous? Is that something I've never seen a tree guy do? Yeah, it happens. This shit happens. But it was an absolutely knucklehead cut. That he was taking a chance cutting over a house. And the other branches were over here. They swung under and away from the house. Well, this branch went this way. So when he cut it, it swung under and then went under and hit the house. If he'd have slowed down, not went on autopilot for a second, and thought about the risks that could happen there, it wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have had to spend 50 different times explaining to the camera how this is the first time he's ever hit something. Okay, here's how you would convince me that it's the first time you've ever hit something. Okay? Is it really bugs you, and it's just, you can tell that it bugs the person. And then you try not to make the mistake again. But telling me repeatedly, I think he told me 6 times in this video, about how this is the first time he's ever hit something. After about the 3rd or 4th time of saying it, you start to, it starts to go the other way. And I start to think it's a lie. You don't need to tell me 6 different times in a video that this is the first time you've ever hit a structure. The word structure being very specific. So it's like, does that mean a fence doesn't count? He says it's like he's never even scuffed a shingle. So good for him. That is really awesome that he's never, but I don't think anyone should ever spend half the video repeatedly talking to the camera and telling the camera how this is the first time he's ever done this. You needed to say it once. Maybe if you wanted to say it on the way out of the video as an outro, so be it. But it came off, I'm sorry. It just, it's like overcompensating. But where you kind of jinx yourself is it's going to be a skip and a hop. It's a piece of cake. And then your third cut, you're hitting the roof. So here's my thing. When an accident happens, can a guy clear his head enough to not let it affect him for the rest of the time? That's one thing I always want, that I'm interested in when it happens. All right. So does he do all right after this? So he hits the roof with his third cut. He says he's never seen anything like that before, and he repeatedly says it, and he even cusses at one point. Well, he says "gosh damn" a couple times, but he keeps saying how crazy it was. It wasn't crazy, dude. It went the way that I thought. Like, if a branch hangs, that saw don't make that cut fast enough, and that booger holds on, that's what happens. That's what happens. Trying to make a single cut without a undercut, that risk sometimes happens. I don't do a lot of pine trees. So when I see guys doing the cut into the collar shit, and it gets it to hold on longer, I don't know much about that. I really don't do evergreens all that much. Like, it's really, really, really rare for me. So I don't understand that. But if one holds on, and the rest, you made a couple smaller cuts beforehand, you've seen what they did. They responded the same way. They swooped under and went back. The bigger cut held on, peeled a little, and shot off. Didn't hold enough to finish the cut, but it went on the underswing, went back, bumped the house. My thing is, I'm like, how is he going to do after this? Is this the whole video going to be like to where you can tell he's aggravated and he's mad and he lets it bug him? And plus, let's just be real. Like, I think he's been having a rough, week, or he's just been having it rough. Let's just say that. So I'm like, how's he going to do? Now, like, at that point, I'm kind of locked in. I'm like, let's see. So, where am I at first? So he tells us, it's first time. The failure happened at the beginning of the job. He's got this big pine tree. There's a lot of rigging, which he does a bunch of rigging afterwards. Does a hell of a job. Has a couple times where he kind of gets a little close to the roof because the branches are so far out. The rigging point, the rope angles, like, those are always kind of weirdish and shit happens. But the failure happened at the beginning, so you have the whole thing to do, and your head's either messed up or you're able to clear it and get through it. I've had situations where the smallest little thing like that ruined me for that whole thing, and I couldn't fix it. Like, I was just so mad. Like, smashed a flower pot or something, or a couple little brick things. But I gotta give it to him. It happened at the beginning. He had a shitload of rigging to do there. Managed to get through it with some tricky ones. Got her done. I'm trying to see what I have wrote down. He did a good job clearing his head and fixing that issue. The way he fixed the issue was anything that could possibly get to that roof, he had a rope on it afterwards. He had control of it. And if I could give a critique, is you don't need to point out that it's the first time that you've done that more than once or twice. Like, I believe you the first time. The second time. The third time, I'm like, I kind of don't believe him now. The fourth time, I'm like, he's lying. The fifth time, I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, one time's enough. Maybe two. But, yeah, you got to give it to anybody who has that mistake and is able to get through the rest of it without having more. And seemed like it really wasn't all that much anyway. Didn't really, I think it put a little dent in the fascia. It looked like a metal roof maybe, but it put a little dent. So, actually for that limb, Could have been worse. Could have stabbed some holes. You know what I mean? What always makes you laugh? Did you look in the mirror again? God damn it, Tim. I told you stop doing that. Alright, next channel. Oh shit, what up, JLM? Yeah, okay. Alright, you had to tell us here too. I believe you, alright? I believed you the first time. And the second time. And even the third time. But when you hit me with the fourth one, I stopped. I started going the other way. I'm like, no. Nope, nope. No. Good on you for clearing your head though, bro. You know, it happens to everybody. I don't care who you are. It happens. Alright. Next channel. This one was fun. Local Joe. And I don't even remember who said. I think Tim may have suggested this channel to me. It was like, check them out. And I'm like, alright. And I already quit on this channel. Because there's two dudes on the channel. One of them refuses to wear a damn hard hat. And he's got the biggest watermelon. It's going to get hit eventually. Just put a hard hat on. You look cooler with a hard hat than you do with your big watermelon head being unprotected. Okay? Put a hard hat on. Yeah, I figured. It was the first time. Well, that's the rumor. I don't know. There's conspiracy theories about the whole thing, and it's real big on X right now. So Local Joe, they put out. The only reason I watched this one, I told you I was out on these guys. I'm out because he won't put a hard hat on his head. But this one showed, what is that kid's name? Lancer. Lancer. He's the young guy that is trying his best. He's becoming a climber. The video is called Climb High, Don't Die, ... Terrifying Zombie Tree Removal, hashtag chainsaws, hashtag Milwaukee, hashtag tree surgeon, hashtag no. Brother, I don't know if anyone told you, we ain't putting hashtags in the damn title. And you got two titles. You got two titles anyway. I don't even know what a zombie tree is. There's like semicolons in this. I want that out. I don't like that either. He's kind of just getting into tree work. And the other guy apparently doesn't have enough experience to have a hard hat or know that it's a good idea to wear said hard hat in tree work. But the one that does wear a hard hat likes to call himself an arborist. They label their video arborist. And the one Lancer wears a skateboard helmet. I swear to God, I'm dead. It's a skateboard helmet. Okay. Okay. It's better than old watermelon head over here that don't have nothing on. So, I mean, what do you do? So, but for God's sake, stop putting hashtags in your title. That's absurd. So Lancer's up a tree in this video, and I'm like, oh my God. At least he's up here. He's getting her done. He's figuring it out. And he says, I'm about to... he says he's going to do a butterfly face. Now, the chainsaw he uses is either a female chainsaw, which is any said battery-powered chainsaw, Milwaukee, Husqvarna, whichever battery female saw that a lot of guys like to use. He likes to use the Milwaukee, and he's got an easy start Neotech that, like, you pull the string and then when you let go of it, then it starts. So, I don't have the best. I don't have the best or the most faith in his work. But he says I'm about to do a butterfly face cut, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is, and I've been doing tree work forever. I've never even heard of that. And he's about to. Yeah, I thought, so he must be getting ready to carve this tree into a butterfly face, is what I'm thinking, because I know notches and I don't know about no damn butterfly face. So he cut a regular notch and then he cut the bottom lip on it, so he made an open face notch, which if you're wearing a skateboard helmet, you're using a woman's chainsaw, the little M18 Milwaukee, and I guess you can call it a butterfly. You can do whatever you can. I guess his face cuts identify as butterfly faces. I don't know about this though. I don't like this, but because you lost me. I just call that an open face notch. But these kids these days like to rename things to make it cool or pretend like I don't know. Just stop trying to rename it. It's because you're too lazy to go out and figure out what the real name is and look it up and actually learn, and you want to be lazy. You don't get to rename it. Stop that shit. Okay? So, Lancer is up in the tree. He's got a skateboard helmet on. He's got his spikes from Timu, and he's getting her done. He's up this dead pine tree, but he likes to like scour YouTube, and at least he learns, and he's still trying to learn. And I feel like maybe it's not my video that he found. It's kind of wild that I just did it just a little bit back, and I tagged them in the videos where I showed my little thumb wedge it's on a string, so when you're chunking pieces you can put a little notch in there. When it falls, it's still attached. Like, he has one of those in there in this video, and he's got it set up, and I'm like, I just don't like when I see guys, it's obvious that you took this idea from somebody, but you don't have the decency to be like, I learned this. At least admit that you learned this. This trying to pass it off as you just came up with this idea is, it's cringy as fuck. I don't know, but maybe other people like it. I don't like it. So he makes his top cut, blows his top out, and straight cuts through his hinge. Didn't get hurt, didn't get his arm, because usually what happens is that top flies off and your arm goes into the bar because you're pushing on it, and as it goes and breaks off, the butt drops out instead of it going over like this, where you can keep your arm away from the blade. It goes over and your whole arm goes forward because you're pushing into it. Luckily, he doesn't get hurt. So be it. But I do like, if it's him during the editing, thank you to him. Or if it's just GoPro has drowned it out. As soon as he starts his Neotech, the sound goes to shit. And I like that. I don't want to hear that. I like that. But I guess if we're okay for him, if you find yourself using a woman's chainsaw on the regular, I guess a Neotech easy start's not a bad secondary option. So I hope he loves his saw. He seems to love it. So we'll see how that all goes. Alright, next channel is Veterans. I didn't get a time on that at all. My bad. Damn it, man. Let's just pretend like it was like, what time is it? Let's say like 1:39. I feel like I rambled about that skateboard helmet for a minute. Veterans Tree Service. Okay, this guy sucks. This guy sucks. But he put out a video. Technical 120-foot tree removal on a steep hill. I gotta say, he's learning. That's a good title. It's a single sentence. I like it. That's rare. That's rare. I'm telling you, he does stuff right sometimes. Okay, he does stuff right sometimes. So everybody giving him a real hard time. Need to ease up a little bit. But his video starts. Okay, and here's where it instantly becomes a good video. Tim's on the ground dragging brush when the video starts, and I'm like, this is a great video. The guy is he's where he should be. He's in his natural element. He's winning. He's thriving. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is a great video. This is gonna be great. So I think Tim 2 is up in the tree. I think. I may be wrong, but I'm gonna say Tim 2's up in the tree. And at one point, Little Snatch, or Jake, aka Jake, also known as Jake, but Little Snatch says, oh, hang on, I think it was Tim. He was cutting a section. He says, this is Witch's broom, throws it down, and Little Snatch is like, this tree's on TRT. This is what happens when a tree is on TRT. That's called tree RT. Okay? Just so it's tree RT. And the tree had some weird stuff about it. But the climber, Tim 2. Okay, so we got the Tim Slim Tim on the ground where he's supposed to be. Okay? And we got Tim 2 up in the tree, I think. But whoever it is, whoever is in the tree, I don't even care. But he's got kitten mittens on. And I don't like this. I don't like this. I think it's a boy that's in the tree, but I mean, I don't want to misgender anybody, so it could have been a female. They were wearing gloves. They were wearing the kitten mittens, but they were Milwaukee kitten mittens. And I was like, ooh, you look fancy. I'm sure there's a reason why you need to make sure you have very smooth, soft hands. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be great. I didn't even know that Tim had a chick on his crew. So he's got the kitten mittens on, but then he's got the girl kitten mittens, but he's using a boy chainsaw. He's using a real chainsaw, which is crazy because you don't see many boys weren't using like boy chainsaws. Usually they wear dresses and they use the battery powered. But at one point in the video, his chainsaw, Tim, your chainsaw ends up. What we got here? We got some. Oh, and FYI to everybody, the 200T has been ripping. The one I got fixed up for my dad, it has been running great. So at one point in the video, the pull cord on Tim's chainsaw stops working, and he's just pulling at it. It's doing nothing. It's just totally it's all hooked up right. Everything's fine. Tim, after a saw gets used for a while, it'll get some shit packed in there, or it'll get stuck. Maybe some sap got in there. But tap on this, on the badge, on the saw, instead of taking it all off. Tap on here, and what it'll do is it'll unstick those ears that fly out, because that's what you guys were looking for. Usually they have either ears that fly out or some little prong that kind of flies out. As you pull it, it opens up like this. So just tap at it next time, and it'll get it to catch again. Just instead of having to take the whole thing apart. I have quite a few saws that, along the time of using them, that kind of stuff's happened. So. Does not work every day. Use gloves. Are you working in the garden or something? Are you picking up poop? I don't know. I've never wore gloves a day in my life. And let me be clear. These hands are thoroughly enjoyed by my wife, with all their calluses and roughness. And if they were soft, she would say you. But hey, teach their own. So tap on the badge next time, Tim. Don't take it all apart. You look like a noob. Don't be a rookie. All right. Tim bought the CMI rope jack basically to be more like Steelborn. I mean, let's just be honest. He's seen, this guy's got it. This guy's super cool. I want to be like him. So he's like, I'm gonna get that. So he got that, and now he's a little more like Steelborn. So cool points to you. I mean, just having it. That's awesome. He used it. It's a sick tool. It works better with one of these right here. It works way better with these, especially because see the gap there now. I used to have a flat back one that didn't have all this. It just was flat right here, and this one clips in. The carabiner super nice and easy because it's got the gap in it. But yeah, you can hook up over here and run your stuff on this side, or it's just got multiple hookups. But use it on the Porter wrap, and it's just an awesome tool. But there's so many ways you can kind of use it. I've used it in shit where it's like if stuff's broken and storm work and stuff, it comes in handy. Anytime you can have a midline attachable like jack that is able to tension and stuff, it's nice. You should try climbing with it though. I was gonna make the video, but I didn't. Like, I was gonna use it to climb and just go up a rope. Yeah. It's somebody's got to make the video and be a complete dork. I can do it if you don't want to look like, because you're a dork all the time. So I mean, I should probably do it. You do that enough, man. I got that one. So, but okay, he does does this little sapling, this little tree, little baby thing, and he gets her done. And the end of the video is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Okay? This ending was like on the level of, I was gonna say Old Yeller, but I don't think that's a good ending, is it? Doesn't the dog die? But it's good. Let's just say it's a good one. At the end of the video, he starts making fun of Game of Trees. This is some of the best stuff I've ever seen. I like this a lot. I think he should do this more. And he's like, we're having fun. And then he says the truth, which he's not. And that is maybe one of the best endings to a video I've ever seen. You should do a lot more of that. That's cool. Yeah, just do more of that though. And I'll let you off with, I don't even think you got a ticket, but you owe enough money on past tickets. You should just send some money, period. Just send me money. Yeah, it was dude, I'm telling you, it was the best ending to a video I think I've ever seen. Like, it was sick. Alright, so next, this was weird as hell. But did anybody else see this tree stuff? It's weird. He put out a video talking about how he hasn't seen Owen. Owen's one off the grid. But for some reason, he's still making tree videos. At first, I thought this guy is like a friend of Owen's. But now I feel like he's like either owed money or there's something wrong. Because why would you talk about, bring Owen up again, bring some more attention to the fact that he's ran off, because I think he owes a lot of people money. That's the last thing this guy said, is that Owen owed a lot of people money. And that Owen basically did what he had done to him, which is rip a bunch of people off and owe a bunch of people money because you played the insurance game and it didn't work out. And so I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. He puts out this video this week and basically saying, I don't know. If someone else wants to take it over, he says. I don't even know what that means. It was the weirdest video. He's like, if someone else wants to take this over, or I don't know what the dude means. And then all of a sudden he puts out another video that is, and it's called Owen and his chick taking a joyride. And it just shows them taking a ride on, like, in an airplane. So I don't know what's going on with this. I'm kind of intrigued. I don't know what this dude's, like, long-term game plan is, but he's like, he's making sure that the whole chaos with the trees thing doesn't die. He's bringing attention to it again because I forgot about it. And he's letting everybody know that Owen has ran off and isn't in contact with basically anybody. And then he puts out a video of Owen blowing money and wasting it taking a plane ride. So it doesn't come off like he's your buddy. So I don't know. To each their own, though. They were some wild cats. Anybody that wears stripper boots and Daisy Dukes with like a, I don't even know what, with like a Chad sleeveless shirt, you know, where you don't just cut the sleeves off, you cut so you got to see their nipple. So it's like this, like right here, and like a nipple's always out. There's always a nip slip or something. Well, that's what he wore, and a bandana. He was in my town one time. I come driving through town, and homeboy stuck out like a sore thumb. He comes strolling across our Country Mart parking lot, like our grocery store. It's called Harps now, which is lame as hell. I liked it better when it was Country Mart. He comes walking across the parking lot wearing stripper boots and Daisy Dukes, and yeah, it was interesting. I think somebody catcalled him, tried to pick him up, asked him how much. It was wild. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm curious, and I want to know what this guy meant by whoever. If someone else wants to take it over, but yeah, whatever. Um, oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't understand the way the videos are laid out. To like, is he like pissed at Owen? Is he owe him some money or something? Like, just be forward with it and be like, this dude, you know, goosed me on a bunch of money, and now I need to make some money. If anybody needs an editor, hit me up. He's always really like introverted, but I'm that way too. It took me forever to get used to the camera and not. You can notice I don't look into it much. Okay, next channel, August Hanukkah. So this one hurt the soul a little bit. All right, it just did. Um, Testing the block slider. For God's sake, if you buy this, don't tell me about it. Don't you dare tell me about this if you buy this. That's embarrassing as hell. It's a piece of damn plastic. Like, come on, guys. And I'm sure it's going to cost a good chunk of money for this piece of plastic. So he's now using a piece of plastic to get your monies. And I haven't even figured out one thing to sell you yet to get the monies. I want the monies too. I want all of it. I don't. You probably have monies. I don't. So if I had I would have. I mean, you one and one's two. You guys understand. But he's trying to sell you a piece of plastic when you could just go take a bucket and cut a strip off of it, or find something plastic and cut a strip off of it. For God's sake, if you all buy one of these, don't tell me about it. I don't want to lose respect for you. Okay? But yeah, he tested a block slider, and it made the block do the slide, and I I need to know how much money it's going to cost, because that will dictate how like much I dislike this idea and him as a person, because this is a weird one. But hey, each their own. All right, now we made it to our wiener of the week. I got a bucket outside. I'll cut you a strip off that damn thing for free. Actually, I'll cut you a strip and I'll give you $1, because like, just to not buy his. Okay, don't waste your money. But it's just my opinion. This is just my opinion. We have our own history, which probably dictates the way I think of some things and how I think about the whole situation. But it is what it is. I was thinking about trying. Yeah, dude. I mean, come on. The bark trick. Most trees have bark. Rip a piece of bark off, put it in there. Use your carabiner. Use a little. I don't know. I don't know. It's just it. I don't know. I don't know. There's a reason why they don't use it. I just, and then the way the video started with the like talking about guys that don't have cranes or all the machines, and the way he words it and talks about those guys is like, those are that's like not his group. Like, I don't, like, they're lesser. I don't understand that, man. It's weird, but he's like, but if you need one, real condescending, like, here's a piece of plastic, I'll take your money. Okay, cool. You guys could just donate it. Like, you don't have to buy the stuff. You can just give him the money. So let's get to our wiener of the week. Climber Drew puts out the biggest cheese dick cornball video I've ever seen. And I kind of liked it. It was called Weirdest Tree Job I've Ever Done. We built a tree through this deck. And he just played it in reverse. But he did do some voiceover. You are so cringy and so corny. Like, we've all done the video where we put the tree back together and we do it in reverse. But Climber Drew said, hold my beer. You've not seen cringy until you see this. And he just dominated this video. Time was spent making this video when it should have just been spent showing the actual video of you taking the tree down instead of you uploading it in reverse. But it's kind of funny. So check it out. That's your wiener of the week. Climber Drew. Check his channel out. Maybe subscribe if you like it. He seems to be pretty funny. Last one. Woodroy TV. 110-foot pine tree covered in sap. One-piece takedown. Well, there's a slash. One-piece takedown. This guy, somebody tell him. God dang it. Studio. Somebody tell this guy. You don't. That's 2 titles. That's 2 titles. The rule is you get 1 title. Okay, we've went over this. You go to the damn movie store. Is there a paragraph for a title? No, there's not. You go buy a book. A lot of times it's 1 damn word. You guys are not understanding the way a title works. I don't need all the damn information. That goes in the description. So when you type out this fucking 10 sentences for a title, I hate the video already. I don't like it. So he's taking down a pine tree. All in all, he's good at what he does. But if we compare him and put him in relation to the rest of the industry, he's very outdated and somewhat like unsafe with the way kind of his methods and techniques. You know, he's still a guy that'll buckstrap his way all the way up a tree and start cutting and just be on a buckstrap a lot. Mainly just natural crotch rigging. It's the climbing part that really gets me a lot of times. And the way he sharpens the chainsaw was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But hey, to each their own. Um, but he's a good climber. And if you like seeing things done in that more old school fashion, I think it's a good channel to check out. The video quality and the production it's beautiful. Like, he does a hell of a job with his production. So I would definitely check his channel out. But you know, he is more on the old school kind of realm of things, and to some, that's what they want to watch. Like, I don't want to watch a lot of the new machines with the cranes and this and that. Like, I like the rigging part of tree work and getting it down in pieces and disassembling it. Like, that's the part I like. But maybe some guys like the old school kind of climbing ways and more of the old school methods. So check his channel out. He's trying to build the channel, and they make really good content. So I would check his channel out. That's Woodroy TV. But I think it's pretty much all I got. I mean, you guys are really getting on my nerves, so it's probably going to end here in a minute. Aluminum foil. Yeah. Yeah, the problem with that is the dowel rods. That's something they use in milling. They'll use the dowel rods because it makes things very easy. The problem is when you're up in a tree, you use the dowel rods. They roll off. They're gone. That's why. I mean, unless you're really, really stuck on needing the firewood to be absolutely perfect, I usually just salami cut and you know, put it off on an angle and put a little wedge in the back. Just a piece of bark is enough to keep you from pinching the saw, being able to finish the cut. So Blair's the man. He's maybe he probably helped Daniel and Buck invent YouTube. So here's a rake with a white oyster handle. That's funny. That's funny. If it works, use it. Yeah, I'm surprised. This week I've seen a lot of guys. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about is vertical speed lining. When you find yourself used or working a tree that's on a hillside and you're worried about pieces getting loose, you don't have to have a lowering device even to do a vertical speed line. You can simply tie here, bring the rope down, and then run a half hitch around there, around the tree, and off. And then you can speed line this chunk off and just clip it, clip it to there. And it'll ride the line, and then you don't have your carabiner slamming into like a porter wrap or a bollard or something. If you just slap the half hitch around, should be enough to hold and give you enough tension to the piece to just come off, land here, and not take off down the hill. Instead of, I think tree climber Harry in his video, he found himself working on a steep hillside and was worried about the deflection of pieces hitting the house. Vertical speed line is so quick and easy. So I think I seen on Tim's video it probably would have worked pretty good too, to vertical speed line. But yeah, the half hitch keeps it quick too. You can set up really fast. You don't need to go grab a porter wrap or set a lowering device or put a ring there, because a lot of times it's just slamming impact. So metal on metal. That's one thing I instantly realized when I started using the technique, is that the carabiners was slamming against the porter wrap at times, and it was just unnecessary. The half hitch around the tree gives you the tree friction. It's quick to set up, and as it falls, it actually falls. I would go down, half hitch around, and up over. That way, you're actually pulling down on it, and then when the piece hits, you have the full tension here, but it's not pinching the rope off. So as long as you set the half hitch up in the right way, shouldn't have any problem. Plus, pretty quick and simple to set up. You don't gotta beat yourself up. So, guys, I can't handle you guys no more. You know how this works. I hated all of this. This is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I can't believe I just wasted all this time sitting here talking to you guys. This sucks. It's time I will never get back. But thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. Thanks for making it through episode 91. The video got 18 thumbs. If it gets over 30, I'll put a video out. If it doesn't, suck it. I'm not putting on nothing. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you later. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe work week. I'll see you next time.